All right, guys. So it's 8 o'clock. It's time to hit the bell and get to work. Do some weird warring here. Tonight, we're going to start changing up the live show because I'm running out of shit to talk about. Doing 3 topics in one show is I'm running out of content. So what we're going to start doing, guys, is we're going to do one topic. And then we'll just rap for a little bit, just talk about everything weird war, what we've been doing this week or whatnot. So, and if you guys want to gab on the chat, we'll talk more. We're trying to get more into like talking to the other weird war weirdos in the world. We're still looking for the right platform to do that because this isn't it. Because we want to do like audio and like bring people in, if you want to be a part of the show, you can come in and, start, talking and whatnot. So, we're still trying to figure out which platform to use for that. But yeah, so tonight we're going to talk about, last time we're going to talk about it is the Dust Studios, their M2 series of medium walkers. Okay, we're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to go through all the various, models of it. What I think that they are compared to like real world and whatever. So we'll get into that detail, and then we'll just wrap about what's if you guys have any questions about anything, or you guys want to talk about anything, or preferably weird war. But I'm up for most conversations. In the bounds of YouTube's, bullshit, guidelines. But you can talk about me anything. I don't give a fuck.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
All right, guys. So the M2 Medium Combat Walker is what it's called. So these models that we're going to be talking about are from Dust Studios. And unfortunately, Dust has closed up shop, but you can still acquire these models that we're going to be talking about. Unfortunately, a lot of it is collector prices. That's from the auction houses around, like eBay and whatever. So I'm thinking you could probably still find a lot of this stuff like in the bargain bins at local stores, or if you go to gaming cons. There's probably people trying to liquidate their stuff. But there is, I know of one big, there's several companies that are still selling this stuff, whatever, the existing stocks that they have. But the Ammo Drop, I think it's ammodrop.net or com. They're out of France or Italy. I can't remember. But they have a pretty big selection of Dust stuff still. But, it's pretty pricey. Unfortunately, one of the drawbacks with Dust in the latter part is it got pretty pricey. But, I mean, I say that, but when you compare it to like GW stuff, it's, it's about on par. And I think GW's bullshit is fucking way expensive. But okay, enough of that. But the models, okay, so the models here, they're a 1/48 scale. Okay, so I know a lot of you war gamers out there play with 28 millimeter. So I got a collection of different kind of. I'm trying to put this where the white background here. So this is the 1/48 model. Now this right here, this miniature right here, okay, that is going to be a 1/48 Dust figure on a base, on a 25 millimeter base, okay. So you can see it's a good size vehicle for the compared to the miniature, okay. And again, that's 1/48 scale right there. Then we've got right here. This will be Victory Force miniatures. These are heroic 28s or 32 mil. So, that's pretty close to, 1/48, but that looks really good. The heroic 28s, 32 mils. This is the size of this mini compared to it. And then you got, I've got a Copplestone mini. They're like 28 mailer or so, but that's a cobblestone compared to it. Okay, and then we've got this is a this is a Noctoon Cthulhu figure. That's probably pretty. That's probably true 28. They're pretty big against the smaller 28s, but that's a 28. And then we've got another cobblestone. This is a cobblestone Chinese. I think cobblestone measures really well with these. They're a little bit more beefier and bigger. And then we've got, last but not least, we've got a warlord. This is a warlord Jap. So, that's a pretty good size against the true 28s. Now, this vehicle compared to its counterpart, which would be the Germans' version of their medium walker, is right here. So, pew 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 pew. So yeah, so you can see they're pretty equivalent in size. So pretty cool. They look great, man. These models are excellent stuff. What's up, Brian? So okay, so with the size, I know like a lot of people want a size comparison because it's pretty helpful because if you're a free range gamer like me, which you don't have one specific company that you buy from everybody and anybody. It's nice to know how certain things measure up with other lines of minis. So it's always good to have those size comparisons. So that's probably a good suggestion for all you guys that make content out there that might be watching this. If you guys are doing some kind of product review or showcasing something, do a size comparison. Because again, a lot of people are hesitant to buy into some, because sometimes some of these models are, they ain't cheap, and you don't want to buy something that's not going to fit the rest of your, miniature collection. So, but yeah, okay. So the first model, like we were saying, is the Mickey, and the Mickey comes with here's the Mickey's turret, and again, I haven't built the body for this one. But here's the Mickey's turret, and it comes with a short 75 millimeter howitzer that the priest would have. Not the priest, but the Scott. Is it the Scott? Yeah, I think it's the Scott. The little howitzer support vehicle that was on the Stuart. So, and the vehicle comes with a 50 cal and a searchlight, cupola, single cupola on the turret there. I don't see any smoke launchers, but it looks like they might have one there. But if you guys don't know, like most American vehicles had like a 2-inch mortar that was in the hull that would shoot out smoke. Like that's like their smoke grenades. So I would probably say that this has a smoke grenade launcher too. So that was kind of basic issue for a while. All right, so that was the first model. And again, the Mickey or the M2 medium walker series of walkers were deployed first in 1945 in the Dust universe. So, and they look pretty modern. They look pretty modern. They don't look. They don't have rivets and shit like some of the older World War II vehicles might have. So, I would say that they definitely introduced mid-war to late war. If not, weird war time frame. Okay, so the next model we have here is I'm looking at that. Now on that. Then there's a Mickey Light. The Mickey Light is basically the normal Mickey, with the turret, but the turret top has been removed. And I guess in the Dust universe, they're rationing how all the light versions of this vehicle are like for use for like the Marine Corps, and I guess for like tropic environments or whatever. But I don't know what that would. I don't know if Marines necessarily want an open top vehicle just because it's hot or humid outside. Fuck that. I'd rather have a turret roof than have it ripped off so I can I don't know. But yeah, so that would be the Mickey Light would be basically the normal Mickey model with the 75 millimeter howitzer, but it has an open top turret. Okay. Now I'm not exactly sure, like the crew compliment on this thing is. I would say at least four. I'd say that at least there's a driver. There's definitely a gunner and a loader and a tank commander. You could throw in a fifth in there, but I don't know if the hull would hold two dudes side by side. So I'm looking at this this one. This is the it's got a bow 30 on it next to the driver. So that might be like a slaved forward firing 30 maybe. Or hell, there could be a fifth. I think they they fucking shoved people into those vehicles during World War II. It's fucking crazy. So we had the first model was the Mickey with the short 75, and then there's the light version that has the short 75 but has the open top. Then the next model is the hot dog. Okay, now I don't have all the models, guys, so I'm going to show you what I have if I have it. Okay, so the hot dog is basically your standard M2, right? With it has the coax, or not the coax, but the bow mounted 30. This one did have a 50 on it, but I took it off for whatever reason. But this model has like a vehicle mounted flamethrower. So this thing is a beast. I mean, any vehicle mounted flamethrowers are fucking brutal. Okay. Now, I don't know if you guys know about the history of these flamethrower tanks. I should say flamethrowers in general are not represented correctly in tabletop gaming because those gouts of flame, they go far. So burn. So burn. Burn the flames. Higher and higher. So burn. Burn the flames. Never to expire. Okay, the handheld ones go freaking far, and a lot of the templates that you get, you got what, 6 inches or something. Shit, maybe if you rolled a D20 or a D10 to have that thing launch when it shot out, but this is a vehicle mounted, so that's got even more pressure and fuel on it. So the boons on this one, obviously, a vehicle like this would probably cause some sort of fear because, in a lot of rules, a flame-based weapon, like vehicle-mounted weapons, usually cause some sort of fear or terror because of the horrificness of the weapon. And then you'd also have one of the banes about it would be that, you've got the fuel. You got a lot of extra fuel. There's an armored, fuel tank here for it, but that thing gets penetrated by incendiary. Boom! You definitely got a burnt hot dog burning up. But again, it's got the 30. It's got they call it a napalm launcher, but it's just a vehicle mounted flamethrower. The searchlight, and it does come with a 50, but I took the 50 off on this one. So that is called the hot dog. All right, so the next model we got is the Pounder. The Pounder. I like that one. Pounder. Now, here's the Pounder, guys. Now, in the Dust game, these are all quote-unquote allied, but, they're Americans. Now, this has the 17-pounder gun on it, right? But from what I can tell, this is the actual British 17-pounder. The Americans did not use the British gun. They had their own 76 millimeter. The British offered it. Hey, Yanks, you want our pounder? And they're like, hell no, we got our own fucking 76 millimeter. You can keep your pounder. You got your American arrogance there, but this is the Pounder. It's got a 17-pound gun. Got the 50 searchlight, same readout. But so you got some badass, AP power with this bad boy. Now, again, in my world, I see this vehicle as a British vehicle or a Commonwealth vehicle. I don't see this as an American vehicle. So if you're playing, if you're, stickler to detail in your weird World War II, this would be the actual British 17-pounder gun and not an American 76. So, all you Brit players, there you go. There's your freaking badass, if you want to get a little technical, little World War II, keep it more realistic than it is weird as much as you can. It's a fucking walker. But that would be a perfect British vehicle. Now, I made my own American version of the Pounder. Okay, we don't call it the Pounder, we call it the Stiletto. Okay, and what this is just another M2. Okay, but I replaced the 17-pounder that comes with the model kit. This is a 75 millimeter. Okay, now I haven't got a 76 version of it, but you can buy. Hold on, guys, Mel's coming in. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Hey everybody, it's colder than a witch's titty outside.
It's cold outside down here in Texas.
All right.
It's just Brian. Brian's hanging out with us.
Oh, okay. Hey Brian.
He's doing his he's painting up halflings and other small peoples.
Oh.
So
they like to be called little people.
little peoples.
Little people.
I guess. Would a halfling get mad if you call it a midget?
Yes.
Or a dwarf?
Yeah. Yes, because a halfling is not a dwarf.
That's
okay?
true. That's true. I mean, depending on
That's two different species of people.
That's true. Look at me. I'm totally such a fucking
it's like
racist.
saying a gnome and a dwarf is the same.
Technically,
they're not.
Like the Scandinavian myths, gnomes were like the dwarfs.
It is 28 degrees here.
Woo! 27 actually.
Yeah, 27. It got a degree colder as I got inside.
As you walk to see, she's cold, guys. She's mean. But yeah, so that's my woman. 45 degrees over in the Arizona.
Oh, I so wish I was in Arizona.
Man,
nice.
It was crazy, guys. We were in Austin yesterday, and it was 81 degrees, and this is about 2 o'clock. And then we're driving home. It's about an hour away to get to our house. And when we got to the house, an hour later, 45 minutes later, it was 61. So we went from 81 to 84 to 61 in 45 minutes, hour. Crazy. All right, so back to it. So I did a conversion on this bad boy. I took that pounder off and I put a 75 millimeter. I need to get another model to do a American 76. But this stuff right here, this is just like a fiberglass. Like a lot of these third party companies will make upgrade kits to other models or whatever. And I bought one of those upgrades for some. It was probably for some other kit. But it's a 1/48 scale, 75 millimeter cannon barrel out of aluminum, or I don't know what the hell it is. But yeah, so I just stuck that bad boy in. So that's more of your mainline American, early war or mainline American Walker armament, I would think. Later on in the war, she doesn't know this stuff.
I don't know nothing about this. I just think
she just cool. She likes to okay, what do I do with this thing again? How do I shoot? How do I kill you with it?
What's the rules about it?
What's the rules with it? Just I don't give a shit what millimeter it has on it, or
as long as it blows shit up.
It blows the hell out of your stuff. So again, this would be the American version, and this would be Commonwealth version, in my opinion. So there's that. All right, and then. So that would be the pounder, and then my stiletto. That's a pretty cool name. Then the next one is called the Steel Rain. Not chocolate rain.
Chocolate rain. The school books say it can't be here again.
But Steel Rain.
I like that one.
You like the Steel Rain? Yeah, this thing's badass. Now, again, in my opinion, this would be This would be a Commonwealth vehicle. Okay, and this is the reason why. It's got the petard mortar on it, and that was a British thing. That was, I believe, only the Commonwealth guys were armed with the petard. I think that's how you petard mortar. But this thing's also got, check that out. It's got 4-inch rockets. Those are the rockets that you would see like on the wings of the Typhoon and the Thunderbolt during World War II, shooting those unguided rockets that just shoot out. So in the dust world, this is like an artillery piece that can use its mortar to do indirect fire, and then they have a limited direct fire capability with these missiles, or not missiles, but rockets. So that's kind of a cool, Now this one, because of the rocket rack on top, it doesn't have the 50. So the only secondary armament or the other armament would be this 30 cal. All of these models will have the base. The base chassis will always have that 30 cal bow MG on there. So that's pretty sweet. That's a lot of firepower here. So that's called the Steel Rain. All right. Now, that's all I have, like, in-person models, but there's still some more models in the series. The next one is the Barking Dog. Okay, so the Barking Dog is basically, again, the normal chassis, but around it, there's 6 recoilless rifles, okay? And, which is a weird, Americans did that, and during Vietnam, they had a vehicle, I forgot what it was called, the Ontos or Onros or whatever. It was just like this little vehicle that had a little turret, and it had these 6 recoilless rifles on each 3 on each side of the turret. Which in a pinch, I guess that's badass. But once those things are empty, that means Joe's got to climb out of that hatch and start shoveling rockets back in the damn thing. Is that? Oh, you took it out. Okay.
I did.
You gonna take a shower? Hey, gosh, she's gonna take a shower.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Golly.
I should show you that.
Can't even
Now
have no privacy around
that
here.
is some content right there, guys. That's something that.
I can't even have no privacy with this man. I'm telling you. God.
Oh, I had one just before.
Oh, okay.
Should I have another one?
Yeah.
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 Ooh, I'm being bad, guys. She made
Actually, our friend made
Yeah. So
Fruity Pebbles treats.
yeah. So yeah, it's really good. They're like little Fruity Pebble treats. So I'm not a big Fruity Pebble fan, but these are fucking good.
Heck yeah.
So that model, the Barking Dog, I don't know where they come up with these names. Has 6 M40 recoilless rifles. Okay, those big old bastards, 105 millimeter recoilless rifles. So that's 6 of those, and which is badass. I'll pretty much blow the hell out of anything they got. But again, one of the banes of it is that once those 6 shots are done, you got to climb out and reload that bad boy. So that's kind of limited. Now, there is a Barking Dog Light, and again, it's like Dust's version for the Marines, and it's basically the same thing as a Barking Dog, but the turret is open topped. So and it comes with I don't think it comes with a 50. It does come with 50. They put it in, but so it's just an open top. Now, the next one is called the Mickey ARV. And if you guys don't know what ARV means, it means Armored Recovery Vehicle. So this is basically, again, it's your basic Mickey chassis, okay? But the turret has been replaced, the gun has been replaced with a crane. So this would be like an engineering vehicle. Again, this isn't the model, but, I don't have that exact model. But it would have this big, crane that they would use to, tow vehicles or recover vehicles, pull them out of ditches or whatever, or use some sort of construction. So that would be some sort of engineering vehicle or maintenance vehicle. And then the last model of the Mickey or the M2 is the Recon Mickey. Now, again, it's the basic chassis. The Recon chassis would be the basic chassis, has a 30 cal, but the turret's gone. Okay, and inside of it is it's just open. It's kind of like the Canadians. The older kind of outdated American vehicles that they had. They just pop the turret off and they use it as a troop transport. They call them, I believe, they're the Ram. They call them the Rams. They're RAM, and it's similar to that. So it doesn't have a turret, so it's open top on top, and then, the crew's inside, and it has a dual 50 with a gun shield as its main weapon, unlike like a swivel, like a pintle swivel mount. Then it's got two pintle mounts on the sides of it, like in the turret. So, and you can arm that with, I believe the model kit itself comes with 50 cal, and it comes with one of the recoilless rifles, the M40 recoilless rifles. So I guess in this the dust world, this was like a reconnaissance Mickey or reconnaissance Walker, and so there you go. It definitely gives you more open view of what you're trying to look for. So I don't know if a Walker is the best thing for a reconnaissance vehicle. I don't think it would move fast enough for a recon vehicle, but whatever. It's weird World War II. You can do whatever the hell you want. Now, looking at this vehicle, let's get more into the minutia of it. Okay, so this is basically the base of the series. Okay, and looking at it, I'm not seeing armor on this that would be more than what like an M5 Stuart would be. The older versions of the Stuart. I don't know if this is M4 level of armor. I don't in my opinion, I think two-legged walkers are going to be relatively light in their armor, because I just don't think two legs would allow it like a really stable platform for something that's really, really heavy. I would think four-legged walkers or higher, 6 or 8-legged walkers would be more for your heavy armor. So in my opinion, this would be more of a Stuart or M3, probably an M5 Stuart worth of quality of armor. All the models come with that bow MG. Now, again, I'm not sure what the crew complement of this bad boy is. I would say at least 4, but there might be 5 with 2 guys in the hull, maybe a driver here, and then you got the bow gunner, maybe radio operator there, kind of like the American setup anyway. And then inside you'd have the gunner and the loader and the commander. Again, all these models come with this searchlight. Now, because this is Weird War, that searchlight could be your normal, just like a normal searchlight, or it could be an IR searchlight, depending on what you want to do or whatever. So, that's cool, have an IR searchlight there, and you've got IR optics. Maybe the gunner has IR optics or whatever. Now, if you also look, my cat is going ape shit. I haven't done it on this one, but I normally the model comes with, if you look at the gun mantle, there's one hole for the optics, but on this one I drilled a second hole and say it's a coax 30. So, and I plan on doing that with the tank versions. I haven't done this with the stiletto yet, but see if it comes with just a single hole there. And that's obviously for the optics of the gunner, but I'm gonna drill out a second hole so that'll say, hey, that's a 30 cal in that bad boy coax. So I would think that most tanks would have a coax 30 on it. But I'm seeing if I did I put one on my my. See, it's got 2 holes in the. See, that's how crazy I can get in this game. Just like. Stick a hole in, and guess what? You got a whole new fucking gun. Man, she hit me. Did you take a shower already?
No.
Oh, okay. She's getting naked, guys.
Shut up.
She's not getting naked.
Golly.
But yeah, so back to it. So again, it's as easy. Just drill a small little hole in the gun mantle there, and you got another fucking machine gun in this bad boy. Now, most of them come with 50s. I don't see how the hell they man that 50 on this model. There ain't much, as you can see right there. There's not much room to stand on the back of this bad boy mounting this thing. I mean, and then if it's being manned by just the tank commander and the turret, he's got a pretty limited field of fire from that vantage. So that's about the only like downfall I have, or the critical thing I have about this vehicle's design, because I think it's fucking badass. I think it's a great looking vehicle. Except I don't think this 50 works on it. It looks cool, but I mean, if you're playing like realistic and practical, I don't see how that 50 is going to be manned by, effectively by one of the crew, or even like a rider. I don't see there's many riders on something like this. It's got 2 legs, obviously. Duh, Mr. Obvious. Shut up. Now, in the Dust game, in the first edition of the game, these things could jump. I don't know how this thing fucking jumps. Like, it can jump over things. I don't know about that. I mean, that's going a little too weird.
Nah, that's weird.
That's a little too weird for me. I'm weird, but that's a little too weird.
Oh, God.
But I wouldn't say it. But I would say these look pretty fast. These look like they could be fast walkers. Now, there's also actually there are a few more versions of this walker that aren't listed on this list. I just remembered. In the Dust game, they don't call it the M2. They call it the M3 medium tank or medium walker. And the only difference of it is that I think in the game they have the armor is, I think the armor's thicker, I want to say. But what they have on them, it's basically just the M2's chassis, and the turret's a little different. One of them has a turret that has dual, I think they're 40 millimeter Bofors autocannons in it. So that thing is fucking brutal. I mean, that is 2 autocannons, 40 millimeter autocannons on that bad boy. And, that's great against, infantry and aircraft. So, and again, I can't, I'm looking it up real quick, guys. I cannot remember what the damn thing is called. I think it's called the Rattler. Let me try. Here we go. I found it. And that the one with the dual Bofors. God, I can't even say that word. Let me see what it's called. I think it's called the Rattler. I'm checking it out here, guys. Beep, bop, boop, boop, beep, bop, beep.
Cheater.
I know, it's calculating. Okay, yeah, so the Rattler. So it has 2 dual 40 millimeter cannons on it, which is fucking badass. And it's got the rest of the layout. It's got like the searchlight and the 50 and the 30. But in the whole and the turret and the turret, it's got the dual autocannons. And then the last quote unquote M3, but it's basically, again, it's the M2 that I can tell, is it's the normal chassis, but the turret is got what they have. It's called a phaser gun. It's like, and that's what the phaser. So basically, the phaser gun in the Dust world is more like a multi-melta, like in like your 40K stuff. It'd be like a multi-melta, or it's basically like a microwave gun or a death ray or some bullshit like that.
Oh, pizza.
So that's what that has. Now there's another chassis that Dust made for this vehicle, and it's It's basically the normal chassis, but it's walking. It's like in walking motion. It looks kind of weird, but it's kind of cool. But there's also another one that has like flotation devices on the sides. So it'd be like a swimming version of the vehicle. So that's kind of cool. I'm just imagining this thing floating in the water.
It looks like a duck.
Yeah, kicking its big ass legs in the water, propelling itself. So I don't know. It looks kind of weird, but it's kind of cool. I mean, just to have that, flotation device on there, it's kind of cool. But yeah. So that would be Dust Studios M2/M3 medium walker series of walkers. But I think Dust Studios made the best walkers in the business. They just look World War II-ish. Most of them look.
Are they still going to be available?
Yeah, I was talking about that earlier. You can still get this stuff, but you might be, if it's in the box, you're probably paying collector prices. But I still think that if like locals, you could probably find this stuff on like the discount bins in like local shops. Or
it's worth getting.
Oh yeah, they're great. They're excellent kits. And again, the kits are 1/48 scale, so they're freaking sweet. But that's about all I have tonight on that. Again, we're just gonna do one topic a night, just because I'm running out of shit to talk about. The Weird World War II genre isn't like super huge.
Maybe I can take over next Wednesday.
Ooh, yeah. Would you guys like to have Mel showcase next weekend? Or next week? That'd be sweet, yeah.
Very cool.
We'll let her do that, and then I will just sit here and look pretty. But yeah, so we're gonna try to get more to talking with folks, kind of conversating. But we're in the near future, we're looking to go toward a platform where we can have guests come on and talk, and we'll have that kind of thing. And I want to try to foster some live community of Weird War weirdos, because there's not a lot of us out there, guys, but a lot of us that are into it are freaking into it, and we're like total fanatics about it. And it'd be great to just hear voices from different areas and different ideas of Weird World War II, because there's no set how to in Weird World War II. Some people can just they got guys like, I don't know. You can have Weird World War II, and then that like the British invaded or the Germans invaded England. That weird. Or you could have fucking genetically engineered U.S. commandos or Rangers kicking ass. So, but all right, guys. Well, there's no one on board, so and we're pretty much done. I was going to see if you guys if you had any questions, but there's no one around. So
leave them in the comments, y'all.
Leave them in the comments. Feel free to come to all of our sites, and down in the director's cut, the description and all our links and shit will be down below in the description. So we're in a lot of places. We hit a lot of people. So
who'd you hit? No, that's not nice. Bye, guys.
Whatever you guys do, come here, baby.
What?
We got our tagline. Whatever you do,
keep it weird.
Keep it weird, and we'll see you guys next week. All right, later.
What the hell was that?